given a voice to the voiceless. We share the stories behind our freedoms and the ultimate sacrifice of those who protect us all. This is Patriots Inside the Wire.
Someone who was willing to give his life for his country and served honorably in Iraq.
Signed our names with no regrets. Only wanted to be the best that we could be. And we wanted this and nothing more than to be true down to the core. We thought we'd live forever, but when the full moon is bright and the wind blows just right, I can hear your voice on the wind.
I should have left it. I came back on the perfect day, really. But you know what? It's really more like
21 guns into the night till we meet again on the other side. 21 guns, this is goodbye till we meet again on the other side. Yeah, 21 guns.
Beautiful thing to see the family and friends come together and honor his life and his service to our country.
It's great to see you guys out here. This is awesome, really.
Welcome to the Patriots Inside the Wire broadcast, hosted by Gold Star mom, Tracy Two-Step.
Hey, welcome everybody out there. It is Patriots Inside the Wire. It is Wednesday Warriors. That's what I like to call it. We have some special guests tonight on Patriots Inside the Wire. Grab your friends, grab your family, have them come over, and we have a veteran, not only a veteran, but he is here and he is in the finale for a music awards that is going on here, the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. And man, is like this world just like so small. As I've just started doing this broadcasting. Now, hey, I have done broadcasting before when it was like you go to a station and you're just not a podcaster everywhere nowadays on social media. So I ended up running into some people recently, wonderful radio stations, and got a hold of me and said, hey, we're still doing these music awards. I said, oh, really? They sent me something. And if anyone has paid attention to Patriots Inside the Wire, again, I'll say it, Patriots Inside the Wire. If you have paid attention, you have noticed we have had a co-host on multiple episodes. And that co-host has been Mr. John Swat himself. There he is. John Swat is an Army veteran. He is a singer-songwriter, and he is now the Male Vocalist of the Year finalist. We're in the running for Texas Music Regional Radio Awards show. And yes, that's a mouthful. But we've got that website. We've got SWAT for you here tonight. We also have Sergeant Records. Welcome to, Jason. I'm always just like Jason.
Hey, how you doing, Tracy?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing, Jason?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here. This is a treat because we all know each other now, and we've been kind of talking with John here and there. He's helped us out on some events, and so it's really cool to see somebody that I personally know be in the running, be a nominee for some of this, and be in the finals. So I'm real excited today to talk about it more and hopefully get him up to that top tier there.
Well, I want to say thank you to Sergeant Records as well. Sergeant Records did play a part. That was my son. If you were listening to the intro there are pictures, but the person talking that was saying thank you to everyone out there, it was while he was still serving. He was on what they call R&R, which is a break from being overseas in Iraq. So I always thought it was ironic that my own son is sitting there thanking everyone else while he leaves to go back to war. So, but tonight, music is medicinal. I know that if anyone knows me, they've heard that music is therapeutic. Music is in my soul. It's in my family. It is the heartbeat for me. So, and I know that it's a very therapeutic means for many people. But for some people, born talented with that gift of vocals and singer songwriter, we discovered one on Patriots Inside the Wire. And as we discovered him, he was holding onto that guitar just like he is tonight. Mr. John Swat is in the house. How's it
How are y'all
going?
doing?
Whoa. Hey, good to
doing all right
see
tonight?
you. Hey,
So great to see
it
y'all
is
as well.
actually. Yeah, nice to see you. Congratulations,
Thank you
Male
so much.
Vocalist of the Year, John.
Well,
That's amazing.
Tracy, Jason, it was as much of a shock to me as it was to anybody. They had actually posted it on their Facebook page, and I was looking through, and they had tagged me, and I was like, huh. And I started scrolling through, and I just happened to be one of the semifinalists, and so it's just a great tier of people. But wow, what a honor it is just to be recognized, especially for doing something that I love to do and I love to share with other people. So I'm just so blessed. I'm so, just humbled right now. But thank y'all so much. I really appreciate y'all having me on tonight.
Hey, you know what? Anyone that's paid attention lately, Swat, you're the co-host of Patriots Inside the Wire. I got to tell you, I'm not kidding. Anybody listening out there, I don't believe in a coincidence. It's been very interesting lately. I have had a circle around me, and within that circle, I've been going, you know what? I need to get back a hold of the true stations that I have actually done some work with. One of those was KLBJ, which is very familiar to a lot of people here in Texas. Um, heck, Bobby Bones is out in LA now, but I remember when he was here at KLBJ. But we have Red Dirt Radio, but we also have Mr. Paul. I'm not going to mention his name right now, but what a small world. Paul and I know each other very, very well, and he's a veteran as well. So within the veteran community, and then you mix that in with the music community, very small world. But thank you for that, Swat. I will be on the back channels more with that. But I want you to know that there are a lot of people who are getting a hold of us and saying, wait, is that SWAT? And is that you on that show that says Patriots Inside the Wire? And I'm like, yeah, it's me. I'm back. And not only am I back, I'm doing great. So I am just grateful that we have all met. And Mr. SWAT, our veteran over here, you got Army in the house tonight. A couple of those nights we were like beat. I was like, we still got each other up here.
We were outnumbered. One
A
of our
lot.
good friends, Mr. Scotty Frazier, of course, he's a
Mhm.
co-founder of Sergeant Records there with Jason. He's a Marine, but we still love him. We love
Definitely.
all our Marines, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, anybody that's serves, first responders out there. We're all big supporters of each other. And at the end of the day, like you were saying, Tracy, we're all part of the same team. So
We
thank you
are.
all
We
so
are.
much.
We are. Well, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you to those that are serving right now and who have served and their families, not only our veterans, our first responders. There are so many categories, and in that category, I label patriots. When I talk about patriots, they are involved just as much at helping banding together. And one of those things about bands is music. And when it comes to music, as I've mentioned, music has been a medicinal property for me. It has been in my family bloodline for a really long time. Tonight, part of that, I'll let you know. The reason that my son is named Cash is there's a reason. There's a great reason he is named Cash. So there's something there, and then there's also something connected to Dolly. So on another show, we'll get into that. I don't want to take away from Mr. Swat here, but Sergeant Records, thank you, Jason, for being with us. You have been tremendously helpful. And when I say Patriot, I look at Jason here at Sergeant Records. He has made sure that a Gold Star mom who's been like, what is up with all these kids? Like, everybody's a podcaster. And I'm like, I don't do that. So we all agreed. We're like, you know what we do? We help each other. So thank you. And for everyone out there listening, thank you for tuning in. Stick with us. We're going to get you some music. We're going to get you some information while we're popping in on you. But as always, we want to say hello and we love you and we are glad to be here with you. I am a Gold Star mom, but I'm not just a Gold Star mom. I have many other titles, but the best title in the world is mom. So I am grateful for that. Happy New Year to everyone. It is 2024 and may it be your year. So happy New Year out there. We're going to kick it off with the Music Awards. So the Music Awards, SWAT. I know how I know them, but you say that you found this on Facebook. You had no clue that you were actually in the running for Male Vocalist of the Year.
No clue. Well, I mean, I guess, some people, they might have had an idea, but I had absolutely no clue. I was one of the best surprises I'd received, especially at the end of the year. I told my family, I said, man, that's the best Christmas present I could have asked for. Literally, like I said, they just tagged me. And of course, I went on there and they have a list of all the semifinalists for the new Male Vocalist of the Year. And there, lo and behold, there my name was. And it was just, so humbling. And I'm just so grateful. And it just really goes to show that, like you were saying, it's a small community, but we all support each other. And when you put, good music out there, people, I guess they would start recognizing it. And so I was lucky enough to be one of the few recognized this year. And like I said, I'm just so humbled and so grateful, and I'm really excited. So.
Well, you know what? We are just as, we got Miss Brandy saying, have a great show. Hope you're out there listening, woman. You better be listening. We've got SWAT right here hugging that guitar. Love it. Nice to see you. She is with Yes, I Am the Veteran. Thank you for showing up, popping up. Keep it up, girl. Keep it up. We got SWAT on tonight, and SWAT, as he was just mentioning, got the best Christmas present ever. Hey, Phil. Hey, y'all. Phil is Tennessee. What's up? How are you? Nice to see you there, Phil. Phil does a lot, and that's where part of my roots are too, exactly where he is. So, ironically, as I mentioned, Johnny Cash has been around Tennessee in a lot of areas, and so is Dolly. So, yeah, I love seeing Phil. But as far as you, SWAT, so the Texas Music Awards, Texas is large. Remember, everybody, it used to be its own country. So in Texas, the number one thing that I'm told is, Tracy, what the heck? Like, with musicians, we cannot get in. And I'm like, it's its own world. Like, when it comes to booking gigs, promotions, you got to know the people, or we keep the outsiders out, and we do a pretty good job of it. We have so with Mr. John Swat, and by meeting Sergeant Records with Jason here, Jason, I've never even asked you, like, Jason Metreon.
Yeah, that's it.
No, Metreon. I was saying it really country the other day. I did it on purpose, though, y'all. That's how I remember. It's like, breaking it down, like Jason, me, and Trey was my son's best friend. So anyway, where am I going with that one? I don't know. I'm going by this to tell you that SWAT, what you did is you ended up bringing, you've got 3 pretty big head honchos. I'm not going to name names. One of them we have not discussed. They were sending me messages back and forth when I started sharing that great flyer that we got help with Sergeant Records from, saying, is that you, Tracy? And I'm like, well, who's this? I don't know. Maybe it is, or maybe it isn't. Depends on who this is. And good news is the one that I got on the phone with the most, he's a veteran. He is involved in so much that goes on with Texas music. I mean, you go way back, like ZZ Top. I'm talking, I even think he worked with Rush. Like he's worked with a lot of people.
Wow.
But he is a people person. He is a friendly, down to earth, wonderful individual that is doing a lot here in Texas that as patriots or veterans, first responders, all of us would want to be involved in something that he is doing. So on another episode, we would love to get into all of that with you. But SWAT, I've already nominated you and you too, Jason, to be a part of what is coming up with it's T3R for short, but it's Texas Music Regional Radio Awards. Say that fast. Texas Music Regional Radio Awards. Texas Music Regional Radio Awards. And we have the link. And what we want you to do is we want you to go vote for Male Vocalist of the Year. So it is Male Vocalist of the Year. And Mr. John Swat there has that spot, and we want him to keep it. So what we'd like to see is for you to go to the website that we have listed here, and it's trrma.net/ballot/. Go there. Now, let me tell you, it's going to say sign up, and then it's, there are different levels. So you could like pay. I'm not asking you to do that. No money out of your pocket. Go to it, skip that part, just go vote. Ignore all of it if you want, but go to Male Vocalist of the Year for SWAT and vote for Mr. John Swat, please. Not only as your veteran who has been there for us, but the musician who has literally been hand in hand with a Gold Star mom from day one. Not even realizing we've got the same people that we're both kind of juggling one side to the other. And SWAT, after this, I'll be putting you on the spot because I got to tell you, the radio guys were like, how the heck has SWAT not like put you in touch with all these people and you're back? Like, we're going to get you. So they're going to be looking for you.
Well, like you were saying, Tracy, it's a small world. I've gotten to know a lot of these people just over the last couple of years. And actually, like you said, the more and more you're kind of in that environment, the better relationships you build. And like you said, it's a small world. So I'm glad that we linked up, and we probably wouldn't have had that happen if it wasn't for Sergeant Records and Jason and everybody out there. So
Right.
we've all kind of just gotten together and communicated, and it's worked out so far. So like I said, we'll be running and gunning with all those people, and we'll be introducing you back in that circle. And like you said, you already know a lot of those people anyway.
Oh, I'm already getting messages, and I've already got like 3 jobs. So, but hey, they're good ones. Texas needs this. It's the global wall, war on terrorism, that is going to be built. So that is something that is happening that one of the members within the Music Awards, who is a veteran, wants to see happen. A parade kicked off right up out of Fort Worth. We'll start that. So we have a lot going on. Listen, this is not just your station on the internet somewhere that's running an award show. This is actually multiple stations. They are multiple individuals who really do promote and manage artists, singers, songwriters within the music world. Not just veterans either. It's both. It just so happens that one of those individuals is a veteran himself. So I naturally have been closer to that individual just based on proximity and also based on, that military connection. So, yes, I have already offered and said yes. So I want you all to know the reason I'm telling you this is not just some rinky-dink music award that got thrown together and I'm on here saying go vote. This is your true radio music awards, and this is your Male Vocalist of the Year. There will be in March, when you go look this up, read about it. In March, there will actually be the carpet. There will be, it's like we do it in Texas. I'll have on a cowboy hat. Yes, I will. and boots. I already know that question's coming. But yes, and that is in March. But right now, what we need is SWAT. We need SWAT to win Male Vocalist of the Year for SWAT to win. Listen, I'm talking to the ladies and I'm talking to the gentlemen out there. I'm talking to the Patriots. I'm talking to the veterans. He fits in every one of these circles right now. You need to vote. You ask me all the time, how can I support a veteran? How can I do? Here you go. Go to this link, trrma.net/ballot/vote for John Swat for Male Vocalist of the Year. And this is a big shindig. This is not a little rinky-dink award show. This is a unbelievable show where you're going to be on a carpet, whether it's ZZ Top or Willie Nelson, or just look it up. Trust me on this one. When I started getting those phone calls, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So SWAT, you connected me back to some people that are wonderful. But then again, I was like, SWAT, you're doing it with me then. And I'm dragging Jason and everybody too. There's a lot that needs to be done.
They actually surprised us last year. I was actually, my dad came along with me, and we were there. And of course, one of his favorite bands of all time is ZZ Top. And right in the middle of the award show, surprise, surprise, Billy Gibbons is there, which of course, anybody that knows anything about music, especially Texas music, he is a legend. And the fact that he showed up there, I mean, that's just one of the many surprises we got at that show. So it's a big deal. You're going to find all of your favorite Texas and Red Dirt artists there. Run into a lot of your radio personalities there that you kind of hear all over the state and other states, of course. We have them coming in from Missouri and Kansas and all of the places that play, good Red Dirt music. So it's just a great time. It's a great group of people. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of the people that you have heard on the radio. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, SWAT. I want everyone to understand this. This is not like a Tracy's put together a band and a concert, or even Sergeant Records and Vet Fest. This is something that has been a tradition here in Texas for a very long time. You mentioned a couple of names a few moments ago. So New Year's Eve was very interesting because that's when several people realized, because we had the flyer out and they saw SWAT, and then they saw the picture of me that Mr. Jason over here with Sergeant Records did a lovely job of, and said, wait, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm not singing right now because of a vocal cord, but I am broadcasting again. So, it's been great. And you know what? I got some of those pictures. So, we have a couple of names on the back channels I want to get with you on that, I want to talk to you about. So I have pictures. I have a couple of names. There is one name I'm like, man, that one's not, I mean, I don't know if it's like, I'm not getting old, but you know what I mean? I can only retain so much. So much has happened lately, like SWAT around you've had literally, so before the military got a hold of me and my family, that's what I did. So working for the Metropolitan, which is up there out of Dallas, really writing reviews, going to concerts, going to restaurants, going to venues. I actually got paid to do this. So I got paid. I did that. You've got the Chronicle out there. A lot of people in Texas are familiar with that. And then the magazine, which is Venue Magazine, that I was the owner of. So a lot of my secrets from the world of before military were brought out New Year's Eve. So fun times, great times. So thank you out there, Paul. You better be listening. We had some wonderful chats. So SWAT, when you told your family around Christmas, Male Vocalist of the Year, John Swat, were they surprised?
They were just as surprised as I was. But the good thing about it was a happy surprise. I think, what's funny, Tracy and Jason, is that, my mom told me years and years ago, she said she had a dream, And that dream was to one day hear her son on the radio. Well, here we are years and years later, and we're finally getting to that point. And not only has she heard her son on the radio, but she actually gets to see her son nominated, hopefully the first of many nominations for the new male vocalist of the year in Texas. And it's been a wild ride, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And my family's they're so supportive. They've had my back, every step of the way, and I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for them. Especially, I know I've mentioned it before, especially my mom. I get all my musical talent from her.
Oh,
So
nice.
the fact that she's here to share it with me, and of course, the rest of my family, my dad, sister, nephew, all my friends, a lot of my veteran friends out there all over the place who serve with me at Fort Stewart. Love you guys. And of course, a lot of my
Desert
friends up in
Rogues.
Nashville, just all over the world and all over the country. It's just really cool to be here at this point. But yeah, they've been a big part of that. And like I said, not just my immediate family, but my extended family too. Because as you know, when you serve, they become your brothers and sisters, and
Your
we
family.
all like to see each other succeed. And so it's really cool to be able to share it with all of them.
Yes, it is. Swat, you just mentioned something. Were you a Desert Rogue?
No, I was you're talking about when I was at
Oh, yeah.
Third
So
ID. I
anyone
was act
listening, that's the MLS. That's the infantry division of there at Fort Stewart for military talk.
Yeah,
So the 164 Third ID, Desert Rogues. Were you in 11 Bravo, or I never
I
asked you that.
was my actual MOS was I was a 92 Yankee, so I was a supply sergeant, but I was
Got it.
actually stationed in 141 Field Artillery, King of the Battle. Come on. Um, but I was actually with the 13 Bravos, which we do all the big tanks, and we're the artillery. So
Wow.
it was really cool to be there and stationed with those guys. Of course, you get used to kind of dealing with a lot of different personalities, but they really broadened my horizons when it came to music. And I actually had a chance to kind of play for them while I was overseas. I had this old ragged guitar I got from the guy that I replaced over there in Iraq. And when everybody, we all have that moment where at the end of the day, everybody wants to sit around the smoke pit. Well, I wasn't a smoker, but they always wanted me to grab the guitar and play them some tunes, and that's kind of where it all started. So
Nice, nice. So that's a great story. So, well, thank you again for your service. I just picked up on that part because of Fort Stewart. Very familiar with Fort Stewart. I'm actually, I was lucky. I had some great commanders that, when I started Military Moms of Texas. I stumbled because I don't want to talk about like that part of me, but we ended up supporting pretty much all of Fort Stewart, the infantry divisions, you name it. So, shout out to the 164, shout out to the Desert Rogues, 11 Bravo, and I do believe you said 13 for you out there, SWAT. So, but for everyone, we're always grateful. But so you picked up that guitar while you were in the service, SWAT. Had you picked up the guitar at a younger age?
I did. My dad actually got me my first guitar when I was real young, and I kind of fiddled around with it, but I didn't take it too seriously at the time. But I kind of put it down for a few years. But while I was overseas, like I said, the guy that I replaced, he actually had this old ragged guitar. He passed off to me, of course, in all that dry desert heat. It didn't do the strings any well. They were a little, faded out, but I was still able to play some tunes, and I kind of retaught myself. So when I got back, I picked up that guitar and kind of just started writing songs and putting things together. And you just never know where it's going to take you. And ever since then, it's just kind of been a fun journey. Some of my friends, while I was in, I would sit there and I'd sing them some songs that I wrote, most of the songs that, other people wrote that you hear on the radio, but they kind of the ones that encouraged me to kind of, you know what, you need to get back in it, you need to chase that. And kind of like you were saying, I didn't realize it at the time, but music is very therapeutic. It's very, medicinal. It has a way where you have a lot of this, built up emotions that, a lot of, veterans kind of experience, whether you're deployed overseas or just serving, you have it's a different life. And sometimes you just need a way to kind of express that. And music is always the way I could do that. And it's been a godsend.
Well, I am glad that you picked up that guitar when you did, and I'm also glad that you're here with us tonight, and for your service that you have served. And tonight being about music, we're on the same page there. It's very therapeutic. We just had Scotty Hastings. I was a little blown back because when Scotty mentioned it, he said, "Oh, I didn't pick up the guitar until like recently. I mean, like really recently." And I was like, "Whoa, okay." I didn't expect that one. So I was like, I'm gonna ask Swat, when was it that you picked up that, guitar and realized that, you actually had an instrument within you, not just the guitar, but your voice, which is what you're nominated for right now, which is the Male Vocalist of the Year, not Guitar Player of the Year, but Male Vocalist of the Year.
No, that's definitely not my forte. I have a lot of friends of mine that are a lot better at that than I am. But you play on your strengths. You realize that everybody has a different kind of musical ability and talent. Some people's is with certain instruments, whether it's your vocals, whether it's guitar, piano, drums. But we all work together as a team, and it's just really cool to find so many people, so many talented people out there, especially when I was up in Nashville. A lot of my great friends, they don't enjoy the singing part. They leave that to me and, other vocalists. But, if it wasn't for them, my music wouldn't be able to come to life. I wouldn't be able to share it with radio. That's the cool thing about those award shows is a lot of these radio personalities, I always say that those of us who are the artists, we have the pleasure of making the magic, but it's really people like y'all and radio and our friends that make the magic work. And so that's the part that I enjoy.
Yeah, I just love it. I love that you are all about it right there. Male Vocalist of the Year. Go vote for John Swat. There are too many semicolons in there. Should be one. It is trrma.net/ballot. We will make sure to keep that link on there. When you go to sign up and vote, folks, it's not about the money. You can do that part if you want to just support, your radio stations and musicians out there. But what this is an awards site. And first thing you're going to see is it's going to ask you that. And that's why I keep telling you, no, we're not asking you for money. We're wanting you to go to the site and just vote for Male Vocalist of the Year, which is John Swat. We've called it. Mr. John Swat needs Male Vocalist of the Year. So we are reaching out to everyone out there listening across multiple platforms right now. And we'll be sure to keep some more information out there for you. Mr. Swat actually is our ongoing co-host. Swat, when one of these individuals, I won't say who, figured this out, they were like, "Tracy, okay, well, let's screw through this part. Let's get this going and see what happens. Not with me, but with you." But they were like, "You and SWAT need to come see me." And I'm like, I felt like I was like in the principal's office. I was like, "What did I do?" And it was like, well, no, I just don't understand why this would not be like a bigger picture here. And I hadn't heard about it. And I was like, well, I don't know. I didn't know that you were still out there doing this. I just decided recently I'm more than happy to help. Hey, I don't get paid to do this. I do this to give back. We want to take care of our people, right? We want to take care of our patriots. We want to take care of each other and our community. It's not just about being the veteran. It's not just about being that first responder. It is. But what I mean is, without a community that sticks together like a village, we aren't going to get anywhere. So in order to take care of everyone, what we need to do is have you vote. And when you go to vote for John Swat for Male Vocalist of the Year, which Patriots Inside the Wire will now be at that award show. So Patriots Inside the Wire with, as I have been given the name, Tracy Two Step. Yes, I two step, but that was a nickname for my son. So I will gladly keep it. Just not his rank or anything like that. But SWAT, you've opened up so many doors that you don't even know about. So while you're going through this, I want everyone to understand, vote, ignore that money part. It's not about the money. And go look and just vote. Male Vocalist of the Year, Mr. John Swat. So
It's
SWAT.
absolutely free to sign up. So
Right. I'm trying to explain that because when you go there, you are going to see that. So I want everyone to understand that. Please ignore that part. Go to and just vote. That's all we're asking you to do. Vote John Swat, your Male Vocalist of the Year. I can vouch on this one. I can tell you that this veteran deserves this. This veteran has stepped in when others may not have. And as a Gold Star mom, and what that means really quick is that my service member was serving active duty, which is my son, who did not make it home. He didn't make any choices to take off of a uniform. See that stumbling? That's hard for me. I can talk about you all day long. It's just let's not talk about my own. But hey, what's up there? We got Shannon. I wonder if he's in Nashville or Texas. What's up, Shannon? Nice to see you. Share it out there. Let everyone know to go vote for John Swat for Male Vocalist of the Year for the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. That's a mouthful. So please vote. Nice to see you there, Shannon. I did see your note too. We've got Rev Nation. We got a few people tuning in here for you, Swat. Want to say hello. You've got Rev Nation there wanting you to go vote for John Swat. Hey, look, more semicolons there. See, not just me. I think I need glasses. That's what it is. But hey, what's up, Shannon? Nice to see you. So SWAT, when I first met you and you came on the show, it had to be through Frasier, is what I'm thinking. It had to be, yeah. Usually I just got back from Tennessee and I'm working on a few things that are happening there. And usually the people that I'm working with originated from Mr. Frazier, who is a Marine, who is also with Sergeant Records with Jason. So as this Marine had adopted me in, now Jason's had to take in his rescues that he's adopted and take care of all of us too. So we couldn't do this without our Patriots. We could not do this without help. And what you have done too, Jason, by being there for us all, making sure we get the information out and that it's polished and beautiful. Not that we couldn't, believe it or not, I can fix things, I can do technology, you name it, but being able to throw these things together might seem easy if you were jumping on a phone to go live, but that's not what we're doing. We are streaming out there to multiple areas. We are going to put this up tomorrow on a feed for Apple. We've got a few things working. So hi to Paul out there again. I got to make sure I give him the shout out. But yes, and I will send you a couple of names there, Swat, that I was supposed to tell you. I did send pictures to Jason. I was like, Jason, look at this. Like, as soon as they figured out and saw the flyer that came out of Sergeant Records, and it has my picture, SWAT's picture, and it's like talking about the T3R, that's what we call it here in Texas, the T3R awards. My phone was blowing up, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. And in those pictures, we're not just people that were, you, me. These were people with the individuals that I work with and have gone way, like they've made it. Like they've already been there. They're still doing it. And they're going to be a legendary name because it wasn't just ZZ Top. There were a few names. There's one of them that I'll have to get with you on because even Jason and I, we chatted and I was like, man, I know this name. Burgess is one name, but I'll have to get with you on that. So SWAT, they wanted me to let you know this little message. They said, Tracy, and don't call me Ellie Mae, by the way. So my old station, I'm not kidding. break up some of the seriousness here. But the old station, so the station, the people that I have worked with are wonderful individuals who have a lot going on more than just the music. They are taking care of veterans and patriots. So you've got Dave on one side, who is a prominent business individual taking care of our musicians here in Texas. On that flip side, you've got another one that is a very prominent business individual, but veteran and very interested in promoting and taking care of our veterans and what's happening. So that wall for the global war on terrorism, I'm like, sign me up. I will definitely be there to help. So we're going to kick that off with the parade. And yes, I did nominate SWAT. Yes, I nominated Sergeant Records to all be a part of T3R ongoing and helping get that out there for them. And they turned around and said, and guess what? Mr. SWAT is the one who will get your show on our station, because Mr. SWAT can do that. I said, oh, really? SWAT and I need to have a chat.
We shall, definitely shall.
We will. It's already being thrown at me. So I was like, you know what? No, this sounds great. Timing is everything. So SWAT, I want everyone to know why they need to vote for you as Male Vocalist of the Year. I have listened to your songs quite a bit. When we're putting together a show like that, I'm not kidding. Like my 14-year-old is named Cash. I'm putting it together, and a couple of those songs that, I'd played multiple times. It's like, Mom, he's like, love it, but like, you've played that song like 10 times. I'm like, no, kid, I'm trying to create a video right now. So anyway, long story short, he was like, well, what about this one? And grabbed his guitar, and I was like explaining it to him. So I like to get the kids involved too that are out there in music. I mean, get them on the site. Let them look at what's going on out here in the music world. You'd be quite surprised. So SWAT, you get your singing ability you feel from your mom. Did I hear that correct?
That is 100% correct. When I was younger, I was in the choir, and I didn't realize it till I was a little bit older. But when my mom was younger, she was in the choir. And as a matter of fact, and she might get mad at me for mentioning this, but at one point at the original Gillies down there in Pasadena, she had the pleasure of performing a few times. So she's very humble about it. She doesn't like to brag about it, but she's where I get all my musical talent from, including my dancing abilities, my singing abilities, all the above. But she's just always been a big supporter of my music. I really think that's where I get a lot of that from. And so she's always kind of been there every step of the way. She was actually there during my deployment. When I was actually leaving for deployment, she was actually there, stood there, and watched me get on the buses before, I went overseas, and, just always had my back. And so I'm very, very grateful, and I'm humbled, and I'm so excited, like I said, that, she gets to be here now and gets to share this with me. I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm so glad that she was able to pass on that talent down. It's from generation to generation. Her dad, my grandfather, he was in the National Guard, and he was actually a Dallas corrections officer. But he also was a musician as well. So I kind of get it from that side of the family, and I'm just so glad and proud that I get to represent them and get to kind of carry on that tradition. And it's amazing.
Wow. Well, that is beautiful, Swat. You gave me a memory back too. When, our service members are leaving, you look over the shoulder, there's your family, and the family's looking forward, going, got to come back home. I had to look up. I mean, that's me. I'm only speaking for myself. It's up there for me. And I know he's right here with me. So that's what gets me through. I'm glad you're here. I am glad for your mother to be able to witness this and that you got that ability. You know what I really like, though? What I really love is what I instill in my sons, and that is take care of your mom. So that number one thing that you must do as a son is, and you can tell a lot by an individual with that relationship with the mother. So I was like, you take care of your mom no matter what. None of the flies at a station, whether you're in Georgia, I don't care which state, I don't care where you're at, which country, where you're stationed. Hate to tell you this, folks. There's always a third, good, bad, ugly. So
You
there's a
know,
lot of stories.
we know how to push each other's buttons sometimes, but I'll tell you what, like I said, my work ethic, my music, my positive attitude, just my connection to my faith, everything. I give a
Yeah.
lot of that credit to her because, like I said, I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for her. So, and no matter what, I'm sure Tracy, you can attest to this, and Jason, you could probably agree. No matter how old you get, no matter where you are in the world, you're always going to be their baby, and they're always going to look out for you. And it's that mama bear comes out sometimes, but that's just the way it is. But
Yeah.
like you were saying, no matter where you are, there's going to be that at least that one person that's always going to be there for you. So
Right.
yeah.
And SWAT, I didn't literally mean your mother then. I meant the women out there. I meant like at a base. I was not
Oh
saying
no,
that your
absolutely.
mom, I was not saying that your mom was one of those. So one of the flies around the base that, it takes all kinds, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But
No, of
that's
course
what I was
she's always
teaching my
looking out for
son.
me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just letting you know that, taking care of your son, taking care of a mother like that is one of the most respectful things. And you said something I was gonna break up laughing, but you're like, yeah, I literally wouldn't be here without my mom, right, Jason? And I'm sitting here going, well, yeah, literally, y'all would not be here without our uterus. So and that's just how it works, right? Like we don't have to go there, the birds and the bees, but yes, you are here literally because of your mother. So, and you inherited that music ability. And I know Gillies. SWAT, when I first met you, I called it. I was like, SWAT to me is either Irving Cowboy or he is Saturday Night Fever Cowboy. Which is it? And so that's been the ongoing joke. And now that you've told me about Gillies, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got you
It all makes
pegged.
sense.
I have you pegged, SWAT. SWAT, I have heard every one of your songs. I know that anyone out there listening right now, I would love for them to be able to hear something. What are you thinking tonight? I like to put you
Well,
on the spot.
it's all good. I like being put on the spot. I'm always ready for it. I guess what I'd like to play, I actually have a new single that I'm actually going to be releasing to radio here in a couple of weeks. It's already kind of out there on Spotify and iTunes and everything like that. I know you've heard it, Tracy and Jason, y'all have heard it, but we talked it over and we realized that I think this song is going to work really well on radio. I've gotten a lot of great feedback for it. So I'm going to go ahead and play you guys my latest and greatest, my newest single, which will be coming out to radio here in about a week and a half. We like to call this one Sure Feels Good.
Know it.
Lying here on a rainy Sunday morning with you, I can think of nothing else I'd rather do. I used to run around all over town with my crazy friends and never slowed down. All it took was you, girl, come along and change my world. You got me spinning, 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 round and round like I've never been. I keep wishing, wishing, wishing that it won't ever end. You got me falling, falling, falling in love. I've never felt like this, wasn't planning on it, but it sure feels good. Never thought that I would meet an angel. Down you flew. I know heaven must be missing you when it's just us two alone in this room, and you do what you do that takes me to the moon. Every night, every time we kiss, I gotta hold on tight. You got me spinning, 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 round and round like I've never been. I keep wishing, wishing, wishing that it won't ever end. You got me falling, falling, falling in love. I never felt like this, wasn't planning on it, but it sure feels good, yeah. It's like a ticket to ride on the tilt-a-whirl. Every time I'm with you, girl, you got me spinning, 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 round and round like I've never been. I keep wishing, wishing, wishing that it won't ever end. You got me falling, falling, falling in love. I've never felt like this, wasn't planning on it, but it sure feels good. Yeah, it sure feels good, baby. 'Cause you got me spinning, spinning, spinning. And it sure feels good, yeah.
I won't use the machines. Like, woo! Clapping.
Thank you so much.
That is one of the songs that was playing quite a bit when I was trying to think. Okay, so for your typical uh, male or female, which song of yours stands out for which area? And the conclusion is that the song that you just sang would appeal to a female group and some males. And then that boat rocking song, like it's the first time I listened to the whole thing, and I made sure I was around both male and female. And that boat rocking song, um, so you guys out there need to go listen to that one. All I got to tell you is it's about a boat that's rocking and some twerking and some. There's a lot going on in there, so I'm sure there's a great story on that one.
You
But
know,
SWAT,
we had, when I wrote that song, I was actually a couple of friends of mine, Brad Chrysler and Bridget Tatum, who they've written some great songs. You can look them up; they're great
yeah,
songwriters. But anyway, Brad had invited us over to his house, and he had a little his own little recording studio in his basement. And so when we walked in, that demo you heard, he had already kind of formulated that. And I said, "Wow, that's really cool. What is that?" And he goes, "That's what we're writing to today." I said, "Oh, okay." And so I had actually sat down with Bridget the day before, and I said, "I have this weird idea for a song. It's kind of unusual." I said, "But I think it might be kind of poppy." And she said, "Okay." And so I started singing her a little bit of that song, Boat Rockin', and she said, "Stop. We're going to write that tomorrow with Brad." So when we walked in, he already had the demo kind of half made, and I just looked at her. I said, "I think that's the song." And she says, "Yeah." And next thing you know, we actually wrote the entire song in about 45 minutes, all except for the bridge. And so Brad was sitting there, he goes, "I'm going to work on this." And he said, "Let me know if y'all come up with any ideas for the bridge." And literally on the drive home, I was like, "This is going to sound really corny and stupid, So I called him up, I called Bridget and him up, and I said, "How about this?" I said, "How we making them waves? We making them ripples? We making it sway?" And next thing you know, we put the song together, and everybody just, that's my nephew's favorite song. He knows every word to it. Some words he probably shouldn't know, but he is all about the rock, 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 rock. So that's one of his favorite songs. And you just never know what you're going to create when you get together with a lot of talented
You
people. So
never know.
really
That
love
one
that
and
song.
Red Mexico, SWAT. You've got Red Mexico that, could be for a mullet contest. The 80s are coming back. You got the Texaco on the corner, the used car lot over there. And you take that date on a cheap date next to the used car lot. Like, I really, really want to know. Like, so SWAT, did you write that song yourself? Or were you with a group of people who figured out how to get a cheap date?
No, actually, a friend of mine, Johnny Garcia, we actually had a little publishing company there in Nashville, and he actually plays lead guitar for Trish and Garth. Anyway, a good friend of ours, Greg Crow and Adam Wood, they were in the office one day, and I'm not really sure whose idea it was, but they all sat down and they wrote this great song. And I kind of popped my head in and I said, I love that, man. And Johnny says, okay. And so they put a little demo together for it. And I mean, it's just, when I first heard it, I sat down with my publisher and we agreed that that needed to be my first release down here in Texas. We figured it was a very, redneck, red dirt, kind of song, and everybody just seems to love it. It's like you said, it kind of has that mass appeal, but yeah, it's something that we had in our back pocket, and we released it, and Texas and Red Dirt Radio, they've loved it, and they pushed it up the charts. That was my first song on the radio, actually.
Oh,
But
really?
it ended up being a top 50 song, and we were just so thankful. And of course, I called Johnny up immediately, and I called Greg and Adam, and everybody was really excited about it. So it just worked out for the best.
Nice, nice. So the song that he's talking about for everyone listening is Red Mexico. So it's not about redneck. I heard you say redneck. I was like, oh, hold on, people. Don't send me any messages. What we're talking about is a song, and it could fit anywhere from your everyday Joe to a patriot to a veteran, you name it. It is a very like uplifting fun. It is a fun song is what it is. So I wanted to put that out there that SWAT, you have this range. So you have this range where it's like, when I mess with you, I'm like, it all started because of Sam Elliott. That's how that started. When I mentioned about a show and you were talking about another one, I was like, nobody tops like Roadhouse with Sam Elliott. What are you talking about, man? And then I was like, oh, you got to hold up because what? I got to figure out if you're a John Travolta, like Urban Cowboy, Saturday Night Fever, what kind of moves do you have? What kind of vocals do you have? All based on Sam Elliott because, he's the man. But that's how I figured you out. But what I'm getting at is you have a wide variety. So you do appeal to not just a female audience. You appeal to pretty much every type of audience. And to be honest with you, I know you mentioned like some words for your nephew. I mean, I've played the majority of your songs just working on the broadcast around my kiddo, and they're not, something that's explicit and that I wouldn't put out there. I wouldn't have let them listen to. So I actually believe that your songs are not, they don't need a
Oh, they're
rating and a warning.
no, they're all definitely family oriented, of course.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just depending, like you're saying, what you're what you're looking for. That's the one thing I think that I do bring to the table, and I think maybe that might be one of the reasons that I was just nominated this year. I can't speak on that, but the good thing about it is that I've been excited about is whenever we decide on a new song, radio is excited to hear it. I think it's because they know that they're going to get a good variety. Whether it's sure feels good, whether it's a Red Mexico, whether it's, an Only in the Country or a Drunk Me or all the other songs that I've released, they just, like you said, they kind of have a wide appeal, and
Yeah.
you can definitely appeal to a wider audience. And there's going to be something there for everybody. And that's what I like about it. That's what I'm very, very proud of with my catalog. You're going to find something for everybody. That's
You will.
the bottom line. So
You're correct. And you can two-step, or you can do the Saturday Night Fever. You could do some line dance. I mean, every kind of dancing actually between your songs. So that boat rocking, that was an interesting. I love that story, man. You mentioned, I've talked to you quite a bit. Sitting in a room where you're just nonchalantly talking about, oh yeah, that was just Trisha and Garth's person, that's all. That's just who they were. They were just walking by. I'm like, Garth and Trisha, okay, cool, yeah, I'm just used to them walking by. Hi. You say that so nonchalant.
Well, and I know, Tracy, this, and Jason, y'all know, and dealing with Scotty and everybody, you just, when you meet certain people, even though in the public eye they're kind of big names, when you have a chance to sit down with them, you realize they're just regular people. They go through the same ups and downs that we all do. And, most of them, when you just really get to know them, they're just, like you said, they're very humble. You have a lot in common, especially when it comes to music. That's the one common denominator we all kind of, factor with. But I was just talking to my mom, who has been in the rodeo world for a long time, and they just got back from Vegas, at the NFR, and
Yeah.
people in the music business that are our heroes. When you go out to Vegas during that time, during the NFR, all those rodeo, cowboys and cowgirls, those are their heroes. Garth Brooks. I mean, a lot of his heroes are out there, and George Strait and those kind of guys who we idolize and look up to. They idolize and look up to these people in the rodeo world, and it just kind of goes round and round. So at the end of the day, we're all people. We all, like you said, we all just have certain talents and gifts, and we just want to, share them with everybody. And I think that's the greatest part about it. So.
Well, I think you're right. I think it kind of fits into every genre, but for tonight, it is about Male Vocalist of the Year. We're not in a studio right now doing this. We are over a platform that is cross-posting everywhere. So if you thought that sounded good, you got to look up John Swat and take a look at this Male Vocalist of the Year and vote for our very own John Swat. I don't bet, man, but I will tell you that you can go to the bank with this one. This one is a true blue is what I call it. Friend, comrade, brother in arms, and veteran. There's so many good things that we could say, Swat, and one of those characteristics is you and your mother. So hearing the story, that gets my heart, because a son that lifts up and respects their mom like that and steps forward, now that's a true man that I would go vote for and say, you know what, that is somebody that does need to be up there on that stage. So that's what we would love to see. We saw Shannon pop up there twice there. So hey, Shannon, we see you. Love what you're doing. Shannon, go get your peeps out there to vote for John Swat, Male Vocalist of the Year. Check it out. He's another one of our lovely veterans out there singing. He's saying hello to you all. So John Swat, Jason, you're quiet down there with Sergeant Records. What would you add to this? I'm good at people.
Yeah, there's so much said. I would like to actually ask a question of John. So a couple of things is, one, congratulations, just for the fact that you've been nominated and that you make it to the final round. That is, your voice obviously transcends. Everybody recognizes your voice, and so it's just now it's all the work's already been done. That's one of the things I've always been taught, that the work's already done by the time you get the reward. So the work's already been done. So it's nice to see that you're actually going to at least get some accolades, at least some kudos for what you've done, what you accomplished. And it's been awesome just to get to know you. And obviously you had this talent well before we met, but it's awesome to see some of it come to fruition. The question I've been kind of wanting to ask is, what do you think would be different from you sitting in the audience to maybe possibly being on stage at this award show?
Wow. I think you kind of summed it up. Just being even considered and nominated is just a reward itself. But for me, it's when I get on, if one of these days, if I am, lucky and, gracious enough to get on that stage, it's just going to be a dream come true. I hope I earn it. I hope I deserve it. I hope that I do everybody proud out there. But I think one thing I can say, Jason, that I've noticed is that, in this community, everybody supports each other, and it doesn't really, matter at the end of the day who, quote unquote, wins the award. We're all there for each other. And whoever ends up being on that stage at the end of the day, we're all going to be behind them 100%, giving them, all the encouragement they need. And hopefully, when my time comes, I'll have the support of, my fellow musicians, fellow artists. And I think that for me, that's the greatest part about it is, we all kind of get there. We're all there for the right reasons. We're all there for just support each other, but we're really there because music brings us all together. And that's the one, common denominator. But man, I can't even imagine. I'll tell you what, until the moment happens, I probably can't even describe it, even after it happens, if it does. But I know I'll be, just obviously so excited, but really, really grateful that, I just have put in, the hopefully, like you said, the hard work, the time, but just being there with everybody and all the fellow musicians and artists and people that are nominated, it's a wonderful experience all around. So
That it is. How many times have you been, Swat? Have you been just the last couple of years or before?
I have been the last 3. Well, this will be my third year actually to the award show, and I've noticed that I went the night before where they have what's called the Future Faces. I had some of my friends that have been able to play on that. But the cool part about it is it's just one big, literally is like one big family reunion. You have all the radio personalities and all their, everybody that supports their station there. You have a lot of the, Texas and Red Dirt artists that are there. And not just the nominees. I mean, you have artists from all over that are just there to support each other and to kind of mingle and catch up with old friends. And that's the coolest part about it to me is every time I go, I run into people that I haven't seen sometimes, since, the award show the year before, and everybody's just there, we all stay in the same hotel, and, you'll get up in the morning and it'll be 6 o'clock in the morning and you'll have a group of artists out there jamming. And next thing you know, you're all having breakfast together and coffee. And then, even though some people are kind of, shaking off the party from the night before, it's such a cool experience. It really is kind of the Super Bowl for Texas and Red Dirt radio. But I love the entire experience. Like I said, meeting new friends, catching up with old friends, making those connections with all the people that I haven't seen in a while. It's all around just so cool.
Hey, so like you mentioned Red Dirt. So we have a couple of stations on this. We have, so I want to make sure because I've already been given the talk. So Red Dirt, you're very close to. I know that, but the other stations that are out there that are putting in that hard work, there's really three big ones that kind of come together. We have Dave, we have Paul. That third one, I am not as close to. I do look forward to, reconnecting with some people. Um, I know that you'll be there. I'm hoping you're there as the male vocalist of the year, and that everyone that's out there listening right now, I want you to share this. I want you to go to the website. I want you to vote for John Swat. John Swat is one of our veterans, and trust me, we get the question nonstop. Well, how do we support a veteran? Well, hey, this one just kind of fell right perfectly at the perfect time. 2024 is being kicked off. Go vote for John Swat, our Army veteran here. And with the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards, again, Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. And we have the website there for you, trrma.net. Ballot, because what it is a ballot to vote for the male vocalist of the year. Not money, skip that part. Just go vote for John Swat. And these three radio stations that, there's more than one, and obviously there's different reporters on each station. But the third one that's out there, I've talked a lot about Paul and Dave. The third one that's out there, are you affiliated with them as well?
I've had a chance to talk with a lot of the radio stations, so I'm sure that I know them fairly well. That's the cool part about it is you kind of get to meet these people. I've had a chance to go on tour and meet a couple of these, radio people that I've gotten to know pretty well over the last, couple of years. And I'm sure that, well, we won't mention any names, of course, but, they're all great. They're all so supportive. And especially once, we all get to know each other. We all kind of, create those friendships. And the good thing about, that I like about the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards or any, radio music awards is even though there's different affiliations, different stations, they all support each other. We all support each other. We're all friends. Like I said, we all kind of are in it for the right reasons, and that's for the music. And so that's what I love about it. And, we all, like I said, we all just kind of are one big happy family.
Yeah, for as big as Texas is, you're exactly right. With this music awards, the actual awards are in March. It is all on the website. You can take a look at that. If you would like to go to the awards, there's only two ways to do that. You're either invited in to go based on your music or your reporting. It depends. Or you can also buy your ticket. So if you really want to go experience some Texas music and what is going on out here, you can actually attend by financially giving back. And giving back means this is not just an internet radio station. These are your what I call like true blue radio stations that get together across this year that's going on. And like I said, like these are not, we'll get some more information out there. I know you're going to stick in this, SWAT. I just know it. The people that are going to pick this up later, go to YouTube. You can catch this on there. You can look up. So SWAT, are your channels. So I'm imagining your channel. It's not just John Swat. I have seen John Jammin Swat Jr. And so for me to try to figure out like where is all your work at? I've got John's Jammin', I got SWAT Jr. So where is the best place to go? Do you have a website? What name? Who are you? Like, what's your name?
Apparently I have many names. No, you can always go check it out my stuff on johnswatband.com.
There you go.
Obviously I'm on, Facebook under John Swat. I've got my Instagram up, which is John Swat Music. Just trying to get through. I've got a TikTok now, of course. Everybody's got to be on all the social sites. So I've got a TikTok up under John Swat. My YouTube channel is under my YouTube channel is under John Swat. You can find a lot of my music on those places. And, of course, if you go on and type in John Swat, it'll pop up John Swat Swatner on, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all of them out there. And you can find a lot of my music, some of my last few singles, and of course my newest single, Sure Feels Good. So you can go check it all out there, and that's where you'll be able to find out wherever we're playing, upcoming shows, with a lot of help from Sergeant Wreckage. Thank you, Jason.
I just heard your country twang.
Well. Say again, I'm sorry?
Your country twang came out when you were like saying thank you to Jason.
It tends to kind of fizzle its way out sometimes.
I have one too.
I can't hide it.
No, that's great. That's why you're nominated right now. You're in the finals for the male vocals of the year. So that flavor that you have is that twang that's in there when it needs to be there. But you can even go beyond that twang, and it's like a cross between. So like I've got a lot of pickers in my family. So you got your pickers, and then you've got kind of a blues outlaw country. But then you can also fit into kind of that new era of country music where it's growing and thriving. So I think of old school country, and then I also think of the kind of country that's going to work for, is it Gen X now? I'm like trying to keep up with the there. I got Jason on that one.
whatever generation it is nowadays, that's a good thing about it. You get a little variety in there, and you kind of get a little influence from all genres and all different age groups. That's what I love about it. So
well, and that's what I said about music before is it transcends all the barriers that we have amongst us as human beings, whether it's age, race, religion, or your beliefs. It doesn't matter. You can be around. You can all be in the same place, listen to the same music, and all be touched differently by the music. It means something different to everybody. And I think that your sound is definitely unique in a way that's going to be very popular. I had you just performed at the SLM Awards here in Webster area, down here in Houston, for the Support Local Musicians, or Support Local Music. And I literally had some people, since we're all kind of gathered around the same tables, while you're up there, go, hey man, he sounds really good. So it had two or three people come up to me, and so your sound alone, like people are coming out and say, man, that's a good sound. So it's cool to see that in person, to where you're up there doing your thing. And I've heard you several times, so maybe I'm a little bit more numb to it by now, I guess, but your charm. But the people coming up and saying, hey man, he's got something there. Like it was cool to hear. It was very cool to hear. So I think it's well deserved you being nominated, and I'm very excited to see what's next. So do you have anything in mind of something coming up next that maybe you can tell us about, a little sneak peek on something?
You can play again, Swat.
Talking about music wise?
Anything. I'll leave it open. I'll leave it open to you, but mainly music wise, but I'll leave it open.
He's pulling a Tracy.
Yeah. So well, like I was saying, I've got a lot of songs in the tank that we're kind of working on right now, that we have lined up. I'm in this for the long haul, Jason. This is something that I've wanted to do my entire life, and wanted to be a part of. And the last couple of years have been really, really good to me. So I'm not slowing down. If anything, we're going to kind of kick it up a notch. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but I will say that I'll be playing y'all a lot of those songs that will be at some point down the road. Will be out there, especially put out on radio and everything. Like I said, my newest one, Sure Feels Good. We're going to hit that hit on the charts with that here in a couple of weeks, as far as on radio. And we're just hoping for a long ride on that one. We've got some great shows coming up. I know, your partner, Scotty, and we've gotten together, and I've gotten together with you. You've kind of helped me set up some shows we've got coming up. with supporting the veterans and everything like that. So it's just, I don't want to give too much away too fast, but we've got a lot of great things in the works, and the ride is just, we're just getting started, and things are starting to churn and burn. So I'm really excited about it. I think this is going to be a great year. Like you said, we're going to get 2024 kicked off right. So
That's
I
right.
agree.
It is 2024. So, I get where you're going with that, Jason. So we want to make sure. So your website is johnswatband.com. Am I correct?
you got it.
It's
You got
John
it.
Swat Band, although it is one male in front of me who has vocals, and he is the finale right now of Male Vocalist of the Year, and that's what we want you to vote on. There are multiple songs that you can check out, but as we are approaching the end of this episode, it won't be the last, everyone out there. SWAT is literally, I'm telling you, SWAT, like I'll get you on the back channels, but these guys at the stations, they're good people. I mean, wonderful people, but they were like, we actually, the package of that show, they were like, send us something that he's actually been doing, other than just the music, like a clip, of working like on this side of things. And so you got one of them out there who's just like, oh my God, this is something that needs to happen. I'm so glad to see this. And it was one of the ones that I think you have a closer relationship to one, and I have a different relationship with someone else, that they're both equally wonderful individuals, both equally like giants in what I call the Texas music world here. On one side, I've got a wonderful friend, and when he started looking into it, he went, "Wait a minute, man. He's a veteran?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's a veteran." And I'm like, "You know him?" And he's like, "I do, but not like I should." And I said, "Well, it sounds like that to me too. So I think you need to go figure it out." And so we got to talking, and he really knows you now. And he was like, "I want a clip of SWAT on Patriots Inside the Wire, because I want to see, I'd love to see a veteran on with a Gold Star mom who's doing a show, who's not just, what was it, Jason, Gen X? I don't know what it is, but like, man, you turn on your social media, I'm going live. Hi, everybody. Go vote." I'm like, no, I still come from the days of, respect your radio stations, sitting around in a room. Like, just think of that thought. Like, I think of Johnny Cash every time I think of it. It's like that scene, the mother's there, it started with the hymns and the gospel, but you're sitting around the radio, and there wasn't all this outside noise of all these devices everywhere. It's music. So what is still here? Music. Music's always going to be here. And it is something that does touch people. I mean, it touches their souls without you even knowing it. So when this individual started putting two and two together before I did, I was like, "You've got to be kidding me." And he was saying the same thing. He's like, "Wait, I need y'all." And I'm like, "Wait, what did I just do?" Like, I just gave myself like 5 more jobs. So I was like, let us get through the voting for Male Vocalist of the Year, Mr. John Swat for the Music Awards, Texas Regional Radio Music Awards, Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. We are going to write a song on that one. TR3 for short. TR3. So, Paul, I given you that shout out that you wanted. We'll make sure that he gets this episode. He wants to hear more from, and not just you, SWAT. He actually is interested in what you've got going on, Jason. So, with Sergeant Records and some things that they're trying to do. Not only do they want the music community involved, they want their patriots and they want the veterans. So, they're acclimated towards musicians, so that's their comfort. But when they figured it all out, they went, "Wait a minute, I think you stumbled onto something there that we want." And I said, "Well, I'm not for sale, number one. Number two, I don't have a money tree. I'm doing this because I want to do this. This is a way to give back. This is a way to share information." and be there for people. So, I mean, eventually, yes. Do I want to pay my bills? Yes, I do. So eventually I'll figure that out too with sponsors. It's just a matter of there was a need and there were some things moving pretty fast. And so when someone said to me recently, they're like, wait, is Swat coming on? I'm like, yeah, he's actually in the finals for the male vocalist of the year. And so we've got to get in there, as the people who've been preaching this and make sure that Swat gets male vocalist of the year, because I can tell you something. The one thing that Swat does not do is he does not forget people. So if he forgets a name or a line or something, I can tell you right now, he doesn't forget people. So he is not someone that leaves anyone behind. And the individual that I was talking to with Paul was like, man, I need to get to know him better. And I'm like, yeah, you do. So, and they do know your buddy there. So which, has been a mentor to me, for quite some time. And that's at Sergeant Records. So, they actually did know. And we're very aware. So, Jason, please let them know that. Jason actually knows more of this story right now than anyone. It was a very interesting New Year's Eve, for sure. I had 3 different individuals sending me no, here's a picture, here's a picture, here's a picture. And by the end, I'm like, I don't even know who that dude is. I know that they're famous in some right, but I don't get it. So I'm like, Swat, I might be sending you a couple of those pictures going I recognize who it is as far as running the station, but not, there's 2 of them that I'm going, well, actually one of them, I definitely know who he is. He is a sponsor of this show. So, small world again, someone that works within a lot of areas, which is rodeo. So you mentioned the rodeo's coming up. And they said, well, what do you want? And I said, well, what do you mean what I want? And I said, I want to be in at the rodeos, and I want to be in on the stations, and I want to be in on a couple of the festivals, the same things that I used to do. And they were like, all right, send us the show and touch base. And I was like, all right, but I'm like, I talked about people, SWAT. The reason I brought that up is because, when we take care of the people around us and the community around us, and we bring them along with one another as a community, we're not just a stepping stone to get to that next level. That is what that's the furthest thing right now. And the reason that I'm telling everyone this is I'm asking you to vote. I'm not getting paid to tell you this. SWAT's not getting paid to tell you. Jason's definitely not getting paid to tell you this. None of us are. So what it is we are a community of, right here, Patriots, veterans, Gold Star family, but I don't like just saying that about me. I am a mother. That's the best title you could ever give me, that I treasure. But there's a lot more than just, I'm not a dumb blonde, but, if someone wants to think that, more power to them. It's always nice to surprise people when you can actually do something and they're like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, really. So I will be more than happy to introduce, Jason is one of the ones that I'm pushing him more to Dave. Dave is, he's great too, very business oriented, but we're talking about the radio stations out there, folks, in Texas. A lot of personalities that are great, in their industry and what they're trying to do, throughout, not just Texas, but it does launch from Texas. Everything in Texas is bigger. And when we say go big or go home, we mean it. And so we want you to go vote big for John Swat. And that is with Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. Again, Texas Regional Music. My Lord, Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. So TR3 for short. And the reason I keep saying it is because that is a name that's not going to jog in your head unless someone's saying it. But again, trrma.net at the ballots. Vote for John Swat for Male Vocalist of the Year. He is in the finals. He is our veteran. He is someone who is there for you. He's not sitting around in Nashville somewhere. He's actually in Texas. He's here. He works with his family, takes care of his mother. uh, just a great
She
individual.
takes
I
care of
mean,
me.
well, I kind of thought that, and then I was thinking, some people that were talking to me were like, well, between his 2 tickets and then yours, and but yet we want to do this, and that's a whole nother conversation that's going to be private. But um, other things they want to do, I was like, well, I'm going to have to bring somebody with me because of uh, too many invitations. So, um, in a nice way. So, no, I will not be singing anytime soon. I've got to get my vocal cord that's paralyzed. I will be getting that fixed here soon. But I am still in the music business. So, Swat, you like warped me around where I was kind of taking my time and working on a few things right now that Sergeant Records has been going in on, and there's 3 radio stations. One right now is Red, White, and Radio. So Red, White, and Radio station, that is one. And then of course Music Row. So Music Row Radio. Those are the 2 until Mr. I won't say his last name, until Paul got brought back around me and said, "Nope, little lady, I got some plans for you." And I said, "Sounds great, but I want to be bringing some friends with me too."
Well,
So
Tracy, the good thing is you've always been a big supporter of not just veterans, but veteran music, and you've always been just really supportive of myself, but also of other musicians and really veteran musicians. And Jason and Sergeant Records, you guys have just been really big on promoting the same thing, and so I just want to say thank you all so much for all the support you've not only shown me, but other veterans and other veteran musicians out there. It's such a pleasure to have people that are always going to be, like you said, in your corner, always going to be there cheering you on. And so I just on my behalf, I just want to say, Jason, and Sergeant Records, especially you and Scotty, thank y'all so much for everything y'all have done for me. And Tracy, everything that you've really done and all the support you've really shown me and always reaching out to me. And I really appreciate it. And like you said, we're all a team. We're all working towards the same goals. And I've really had a blast. Being on here with you guys,
I
not
know
just
it's good.
tonight, but of course
Yeah.
in future shows, it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
it. Onward and upward.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm telling you, when they heard it and they were like co-hosts, and I was like, yeah, and they were like, I wish we thought of that. Like, why didn't we think of that? And I was like, well, I don't know. I just kind of call it like I see it. I mean, what's the worst anyone's gonna do? They get dressed like me. I mean, so what? Like, I'm not PC at all. We know this, right? Like, everybody that knows me knows that. I am old school. I'm not old, but I'm old school. I'm not PC. I'm all about respect, taking care of the people along the way that were there with you. That's very important. And respect. So bring that respect factor there, and what you do comes back around and goes a long way. When you don't expect something always in return for what you're doing. I get asked all the time right now, like, Tracy, why are you doing this? Because you're not getting paid. And I said, well, eventually this is going to turn back into something that a lot of people just did not know that part of me. I kind of went away for a while, started a military organization, and kind of get consumed with that whole industry, which I will always be there for. And always, I am grateful to be able to be there and mentor our Gold Star families, our active duty service members, our veterans. I've got some coming to my house soon, not tonight, but it just speaks to my heart. And, I could never turn my back, but we're going to turn it into something that supports us all and take care of people. And what that means is reporting through the station, staying independent. But again, you mentioned something. So Jason mentioned to Scotty that one of those individuals that I spoke to, and the reason I said, yeah, I'm going to let you take that call, is they did know Mr. Frazier very well. So that individual did. The other individual that I know actually well, he didn't know SWAT as well. So it's interesting. It was like, I ended up with the one that didn't and did know Scotty. It was like all twisted up. So it's perfect. That means SWAT, I got to get you with the other one and get y'all connected a little more. When we go up there, it's in March for the awards ceremony. Anyone that's listening to this and you'd like to go to a music award ceremony, it's here in Texas. Isn't it up near Fort Worth? Is it Fort Worth
It's in
area?
Arlington. It's in
Yeah.
Arlington.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So the Arlington Veterans Cemetery is there actually. So maybe we'll do some things there, and that is what Paul's talking about. He has some projects going on in that area, and then that's where my son is too. So small world, man.
Tracy, I want to bring something up before we just make sure we get it in before we reconvene here. We end it here. Is the voting for, this is round 2, right? So the voting for round 2 ends January 6th. So it's 3 days from now. So we really need everybody, like, don't wait on this. So if you're thinking you might want to vote, let's go ahead and get the votes out. You got 3 more days. You got tonight and 3 more days, and that's about it. And that will get him to the 3rd round, which is the important one that we need to get him to. So this is just a stepping stone, just to clarify. This is a stepping stone. So if you go on the website, you go there and you sign up. I think the bronze level is a free one. You go there, you sign up. I did it right away as soon as I saw it linked, and went and signed up, and it was free. And I voted for. I didn't vote for. No, I'm just kidding. I voted for John. but
It's your choice.
But I did see smart people I recognize, so I did vote for smart people too. So it's really cool to see that list. So be sure that if you're going to vote, let's do it now. Let's share it now. Let's get it out there now. Let's get people voting now, because the 6th is the last day to get him to that next level. So let's do that first, and then we'll worry about the rest, when time comes. But another thing is, I was going through the website and kind of going through to see, the kind of get a feel for what it is, and kind of go back to what John said about, the just the feeling of family and reconnecting with friends and family kind of feel to it. Scotty and I try to do that with our events as well. And John's been out there several times. So I was looking online, I was looking at these pictures, watching some videos, and, comparing that with my experience recently with the SLM awards here in Webster. It's really cool to see all that. So it's really neat. So I'm super excited I'm going to try to come out and support you guys and see if I can finagle my way in there. And because I'm super excited by it's my favorite part is, be honest, is when it's raw, when it's real. You gotta, like you are right now, you got a guitar and that's it. Like that's what I love. So the what was it, the up and comers, the
Gen X, am I right?
I think he's talking about the night before the actual award show. They have Future Faces. That's
Future
Faces. Yeah. And I've got several friends that are going to be playing in that this year. It's actually a good show.
Yeah, so I love that kind of stuff. Yeah, so they're good enough to be there, and it's like almost like watching college football. They're not quite in the NFL yet, so they try a little harder. So but yeah, I'm super excited that you're in. I'm super excited that we're doing all this. But just wanted to clarify that the 6th is the last day to vote for the 2nd round. So be sure to share it now, get it out there now, vote now, get this thing done, and so we can focus on the next tier and move him up the ladder.
Yeah, thank you for that, Jason. He is correct. It goes until the 6th, and then what happens is there's the finale round. So you've gone through a couple of rounds there, SWAT, and what happens is you have till the 6th to go here. So you're hearing this. We've closed. We're no longer live. This is going to be sitting out there. Share this to people. You can share it straight from either a social media platform. Just look up Patriots Inside the Wire. You can share it from the YouTube. Our channel will be up here pretty soon. Thank you to Whole Digital Media. We have a lot in the works too with Patriots Inside the Wire, with Resilient Patriots. So with Red, White, and Radio and Music Row. So We thank, of course, our Texas musicians, our patriots, our veterans, and everyone for always tuning in and supporting and being there. And tonight, again, is about voting for John Swat, our male vocalist of the year. You have until the 6th. Once the 6th hits, we're going to get Swat to that next round, and then we're going to want you to vote again. So this isn't a one and done. I need you to go. I need you to share it. I need you to vote. And I keep saying I, and then it will be SWAT, and that will be great. So right there, let's get this veteran up there where we need to get him to go by voting for John Swat. We've been on air a bit here. We've got a few more minutes here, Swat. You want to sing and let them hear why they need to vote for you?
Sure. Well, I can play one of the singles I released this last year. I think it might have been one of the ones that pushed me over the edge. So this is one I released out to radio earlier this year. This one's called High. So once again, thank you guys so much. If you got a chance, like Tracy and Jason were saying, y'all be sure to go put in your vote for New Male Vocalist of the Year at www.trrma.net. And that's the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. And put in a vote for yours truly for the New Male Vocalist of the Year. We really appreciate it. We need all the support we can get. So I'm going to close you guys out with a good one. This one's called High. I met you in Colorado. You were driving that Eldorado. You had your headband, Ray-Bans, rocking to the last dance with Mary Jane. I rolled the window down at the red light, started singing along 'cause it felt right. You said hop in, take a spin, baby. Ever since then I've been riding high on my Saturday night dancer, Sunday prayer answer, sweet little teardrop catcher. I can never do better than you, babe. That's the truth, babe. My lightning in the moonshine, my sugar on the grapevine, so smoking got me feeling stoned and wanna keep on holding on to that high, holding on to that high. It's like I'm on a magic carpet flying when you ride beside me, smiling, all up in my headspace, half-baked, wanna stay that way for the rest of my life. You're my Saturday night dancer, Sunday prayer answer, sweet little teardrop catcher. I can never do better than you, babe. That's the truth, babe. I'm my lightning in the moonshine, my sugar on the grapevine, so smoking got me feeling stoned and wanna keep on holding on to that high, holding on to that high. You're my Saturday night dancer, Sunday prayer answer, sweet little teardrop catcher. I can never do better than you, babe. That's the truth, babe. I'm my lightning in the moonshine, my sugar on the grapevine, so smoking got me feeling stoned and wanna keep on holding on to that high, holding on to that high, holding on to that high, holding on to that high.
Yes.
Amen.
Thank y'all.
Right.
Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for
I-
having me tonight. I appreciate it.
Man, I had to mute it so they wouldn't hear me singing.
I didn't. You know, I've had someone say something to me recently. They're like, Tracy, are you a groupie? And I'm like, no. One of y'all might have been on the show. That happened to me before. This is the second time. And I was like, listen, if I was a groupie, I would not be sitting here on a computer. I'd be in person, number one. Number two, I will promote, but I am not really a groupie. I'm trying to think, like, who would I be a groupie for? Like, I mean, someone like Johnny Cash, maybe, or Hank, or I don't know if I even would then, but I don't know. It's just music. It hits the soul, and it is
Yep.
something that speaks to me and always has. Like you mentioned, SWAT. So, I mean, it came through my bloodlines and it's hitting you. So, it's always good to connect with people who just can. You can be in a room and one song just does it all. Like literally, you can just break it open. So, again, we would love for everyone get out there. You've got until the 6th with this round right now for Male Vocalist of the Year for John Swat. John Swat Band is his website. John Swat Music you can find on social media. If you need to hit up Patriots Inside the Wire or Sergeant Records, we will gladly get you the information. You will see us flying the flyers all around to keep you updated as to what's going on. And then again, we are on Wednesdays. So Wednesday Warriors. By next Wednesday, we will have an idea of where we're at. And SWAT, our lovely co-host, we can give you an update on what's happening there. I have a message for you, SWAT. I am supposed to give you this message, and it is from someone that you enjoyed as you were co-hosting, and he wants me to tell you what's up, brother. Congratulations. And he can't wait to see you up on that stage and can't wait to get him in Texas. And I bet you know who that is.
I know exactly who that is. You tell him I said thank you so much and congratulations to him as well.
That's great.
I look forward to catching up with him down the road. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. You know, I might even like one of my tickets. I was thinking, man, I might even bring him because, you know, I do know that we like to stick to our Texas musicians. But I mean, when you find a good Patriot that has with nothing, like before me broadcasting, you name it, just was just like there for a person, like
everybody's
that's
welcome.
beautiful. Yeah.
Everybody's
Well, no, maybe not everybody, but
you know what I mean.
maybe not everybody. I don't want to open that door, but what I do mean is out of respect, like, you know, we put that front that Texas, but you know, there are exceptions to the rules, right? So, I was thinking that might be one of my plus ones, depending on what work they have me doing. But I was like, okay, bodyguard check. Who's going with me? Figure it out. But no, you've got great people there. So Texas Regional Radio Music Awards.net/ballot for Male Vocalist of the Year. Vote for John Swat. I can tell you right now, one of those individuals that is heading this up is a major veteran in the community of Texas, working on building that wall for the global war on terrorism. There's quite a lot going on that is beyond our music and our music awards, but by doing what we do here as patriots, as veterans, as those who are in this music circle, we will also be pulling off and accomplishing this with one of the individuals who's pretty heavy in the music scene. So, as I said, I've already said yes for you, SWAT. I already said yes for you, Jason. I already said yes for Fraser. So, I'm like, okay, I got you 4. I already know I can get Kendall and them on. So, I about 5. So, if I can get them a good 8 to 10 people. And as Jason knows me well, as soon as he'd say something, I'd say, what, Jason? I'd say, oh, man. What do I say? Everybody's asking me, like, do this, do that. And I'm always like, oh, man, that's
easy.
Yeah, that's my word. I'm always like, that's easy. Like, that's easy, man. Like, that's not hard. And he started laughing at me, kind of like when Jason met me. It was like, he'd say something, I'd be like, that's easy, man. He's like, Tracy, you say that's easy about a lot of things. I said, the only thing I think of is it's because I just jumped up and did it. I'm not giving myself kudos here. I'm just somebody who kind of does it and then I think later. It's like, I don't need to think too much. Just jump in and do it. And then I figure it out as I go. And you know what? Hey, some of the best out there, that is how they are successful. You just don't look back. Don't think too much about it. Just do it. Go for it. Life's short. And grab those reins. I don't know if you're riding a horse or driving that car. That's a dang song. I think I might write a song tonight, but male vocalist of the year, Mr. John Swat. You've got till the 6th. Thank you, Jason. As Swat gets past that round, we will again be asking you. So continuously take a look at that website. Share this as you get it out there. And tomorrow you're checking out your Facebook, you're checking out your Instagram, whatever it may be. I will repurpose this and put a small clip out as well of a SWAT. But again, go to John Swat Band. You can look it up. Or again, on social media. He signed up for TikTok recently. And ironically, so did I. Just the other day, I did something with someone by the name of Dolly Parton recently. And then was having too much fun. And my daughter thought it would be funny. She knew something was about to happen. That's like, seriously, kid? So it's videoed and she stuck that thing on TikTok and it's like climbing everywhere. And I'm like, dang it. I'm going to have to like take that from her and now like claim it. And it's me. Yes, that's me about to go over a cliff there in Tennessee. So those are my roots. That's where I grew up. We were at Tootsie's for a very long time. You know, the Grand Ole Opry, the original Grand Ole Opry. I mean, is right behind Tootsie's. So that alley where Tootsie's is Music Row. I'm sure you know SWAT. So you got Grand Ole Opry, the original. Tootsie's has a back door. You go out of that back door. That alley right there is where Johnny Cash and June and they wrote Ring of Fire. I mean, they not Ring of Fire because we know who started Ring of Fire actually. Jackson, a couple of their big hits. The Carter Family was written right there in that alley. So I was explaining that to my daughter. And then as you go across the street and you're there in Nashville, Tennessee, there's this huge like pillar of a building. And it looks to me like a castle that like has those dogs or something on the side, like dragons or something. But that was the school that I went to. So as a young child, literally, God, I would not let my kid do this now, but I would ride the city bus. So I got to go to college downtown at like middle school age. So I was going to college right across from the Grand Ole Opry, hanging out with these musicians, and it's just in my blood. So it was nice to share that recently with my daughter. And now I know why I don't go downtown too much in Nashville, and I kind of stick to my area. But, she's young, so we had to show her the ropes. So SWAT, it is great to have you on. Again, Male Vocalist of the Year. Please go to, it is TRRMA for short, TRRMA.net. Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. Man, I'm going to have this down great by the next time. So TRRMA.net. And you are voting for Mr. John Swat. Think of SWAT. You just SWAT him. Just remember, John Swat. Singing, male vocalist. There you go. His mama made him. He got the voice from her. She was over there singing at Gillies. And now you've got him up here in the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. So let's make sure that SWAT stays in that spot, and I will broadcast from there if that happens. So that's the deal. And then we will also get SWAT on again, as he is the co-host that our radio personalities want to see. So I was like, well, he's already said he thinks it's fun. So
I'm enjoying every minute of it, and thank y'all so much. Seriously,
yeah.
I really appreciate the opportunity. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, well, thank you, because you make it fun. So thank you for that. Thank you, Jason. You as well. There's a lot that goes on just behind trying to build things up. And again, like I don't even know if I'm saying it right, if it's Gen X or whatever it is, but the kids that are like in, well, our kids' age, like I don't know what
The
they call them.
youngins.
Yeah, there you go. The over yonder, like those youngins over yonder. Um, I don't know what they call them anymore. I just know that they need to listen to me when it comes to all about what's going on in this world, in this history. So, whatever age you are, whatever music you're into, if you are not into country, it does not matter. There is a song that SWAT has for you that will have you either rocking, stepping, swaying. You never know. Your head might be bobbing. He even has one for those that like to twerk. So you want to get on a boat and twerk, he's got that one. You want to go to Texaco, he's got that one. So he's got one that sure feels good. And that sums it up for us tonight. So it sure feels good that John Swat is nominated as our male vocalist of the year. You are on Patriots Inside the Wire right now with Mr. Jason Metrion. I just made you French with Sergeant Records. And yeah, oui. So Sergeant Records, thank you, Jason, for all that you've done. And Mr. SWAT, thank you for your service. Thank you for being a great co-host who always makes me laugh. And let's get you going. Let's get you on that next round. So everybody out there, you got to vote. Let's vote. You got till the 6th, but it doesn't end there. Let's get them up there on the big stage. So you heard it here first. Let's keep it going. Patriots Inside the Wire. What we will do now is we have something for you that was created by Sergeant Records. So again, tonight, the intro was my first time seeing that as well. Great work there. And we do have to give a shout out to Scotty, who literally went into a studio to make sure that he got, his sound and all of that going out well. He's, how do you say that about Scotty? He's very meticulous. Isn't that the right word? Like he's very meticulous about like putting you on the spot, SWAT. Like I'm like, play. And then but Fraser's like, no, I like to do this like in a setting like where I'm not going to be setting myself up. Like I don't want to fail. So anyone that's listening tonight, remember, like we're not in a studio. So imagine what you're hearing right now. It sounds great coming out of SWAT, but imagine what you will hear if you go listen to his songs and coming out of a studio. Unbelievable. So, and again, any kind of music that you're into, if it just has you moving in any kind of way, touches you in your soul, John Swat, Male Vocalist of the Year, Texas Regional Radio Music Awards, TR3. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much to all the reporters that are there with these stations as well. We are going to play our exit here that was provided by Sergeant Records. Thank you so much, Sergeant Records. Again, vote for John Swat. You are on Patriots Inside the Wire. It is Wednesday Warriors here. And Mr. John Swat, thank you. We're going to have you back. You're the co-host, man. So we will let
so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're going to let everyone know. We'll let you know what happens, Hey, or they can go to the website themselves. And when they go to that website, you can keep up with it. Like, let us know where it's at. SWAT, I'll be watching it. I know you will too, Jason. So let's share this out as much as we can. I'll repurpose it. But thank you for that. We'll play this exit. That doesn't mean go away. That means we're going to show this work. And then we'll say goodbye to all of you out there. So stand by and I will play what Sergeant Records has provided for us on our exit. I can actually see a picture there already. So here we are with Patriots Inside the Wire.
Thank you for watching another episode of Patriots Inside the Wire, hosted by Gold Star Mom, Tracy Two-Step. Help us broaden our reach. Like, subscribe, and share. Hey, that cadence you just heard. Did you hear that, SWAT?
Did you hear that little kid trying to do the cadence? Did you hear what he was saying?
I couldn't make it all out, but I heard
Yeah.
it though.
Yeah, we'll have to make sure we can get that out more, Jason. It is a cadence and it says roll call silence. That's my brother, Sergeant Adam Two Step. I don't know if he says shut up or what, Jason. I have to go back and look, but that's actually him. And that's his song playing right now. God gave you for the ups and downs. And isn't that the truth? So thank you all. Thank you for being with us. Thank you again for that exit there. That was Cash, who's on his guitar, just got an amp. And I'm like, man, I need to, I didn't think that one, but okay. He's doing great on his guitar. So as I was mentioning SWAT and I was playing your song, like trying to figure out which one and over, he's doing his guitar over there and he's like, Mom, like stop at that one. And I'm like, which one? And he was like, that vote one. And I was like, because I've never really like listened to that one as much as others. And so that was the first time, was because my 14, a boy, of course, picked up on, boats and twerking and rocking. And I was like, child, don't be getting out on any boats and, just don't even think about that. You're all good. So, no, they're all great. All of your songs are wonderful. You have approval by a 14-year-old, just so you know. He'll be out there. I'm telling you, man, since he was born, he's had a guitar in his hand and been singing. So, John Swat is on tonight, and Jason with Sergeant Records. Thank you, Jason, for being here with us. Sergeant Records has been a partner with Patriots Inside the Wire on making sure we get our messages out and making sure that our brand is polished and our message, because we are not here just for ourselves. We are here for our families. We are here for our veterans. We're here for our patriots. We are here for those who cannot be here and have a voice. The voiceless who are not here are fallen heroes. Those fallen heroes that are not here, one is my son. That is Sergeant Two Step. So for tonight, we will say thank you and God bless. Love you, son. Two Step. We're going to be two-stepping to SWAT song soon. So vote for John Swat, Male Vocalist of the Year, at trrma.net ballot. So Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. Please go vote. You've got until the 6th. Then we have the final round. And you know it, folks. Good night. Patriots Inside the Wire, Wednesdays, 8 o'clock Central Time. Thank you so much for being with us. Check you later. Peace out.